Hello, fabulous friends. This is Brooke Snow from brookesnow.com, and I just wanted to make a little bit of a video right now and talk about one of my favorite things, and that is what to do with your photos that you have. And if you're like many people out there, you probably have thousands of images. Perhaps they are stored on your computer and not necessarily in print or display. And that is probably one of the biggest tragedies, I think, of digital photography. Everything else about digital photography I think is fantastic. It's given a lot of people an opportunity to get into photography who may not otherwise have had the opportunity. But we need to free those images from the computer and use them. And I wanted to create a little bit of a series in the next few weeks to the email list about some ideas of how you can use your images. And my number one favorite thing to do with images for my personal work and for my family is to make photo books. And I have several that I print every single year. Usually one of my big projects of the year, typically in November, because I can get some discount codes the pre-holiday season, is to take all my favorite images for the year and make a family album. And the company that I use for that is blurb.com, and there are a lot of photo companies out there that you could use. I love Blurb. I think their quality is great, but one thing I love about them is that I can get a lot of pages for the money that I pay for, so a lot of bang for your buck. And for me, I mean, this family album of 2010 was over 200 pages. Show you the thickness right there. And I think for 2011 we're going to have even more. I might have to go into 2 volumes. But I think it's really important to print your pictures. And I want to say just one brief thing about why I choose Blurb for my family books instead of maybe a luxury album. And the number one reason for that is that I want these books to be loved. And I think sometimes when we go with total luxury, you kind of feel like you have to handle things with white gloves, and that you may not necessarily look at them as often simply because they're kind of untouchable. And I have been really surprised to see how much my son loves these books. And he will pull out these books every single day. And he's 2, and he does have parental supervision when he's there, but he loves looking at pictures of people in our family and images of him when he was a little baby, and just things that we've done, activities and events throughout the year. He's fascinated by it, and I think all kids are. One of the most meaningful moments I've had as a photographer professionally, I stopped by a family's home that I had spent some time doing a documentary on them. And the girls came running to the door and they saw that I was there, and they had their neighborhood friends over. And they said, "Brooke is here, she's our photographer. Let me show you the book that she made for us." And they went and grabbed the family book that I had made of about 4 sessions that we had done as a documentary. And they just loved looking through the pages, and there they are just showing their friends. And it's a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old. And I think because that book wasn't untouchable, it was something that could indeed be loved and used, and the kids can look at it, it got the use that it needs, and it was able to be effective in their life, which is what we want those pictures to be. So that's why I choose to use a company like Blurb, and also they're affordable enough that if you want to order 2 copies of something, you definitely could. If one does get a page bent or anything like that, you can always order a second copy that is not going to break the bank at all. Blurb does have some discount codes that they've just emailed out for the holidays, and you can get 20% off in the next month, expiring by the end of October. So if you use the discount code October, all in capital letters, that will save you 20% on your book. So save some of those images from the confines of the digital hard drive and get them printed out. And I hope that you enjoy the recommendation. And again, we have new classes that are starting this week. Registration opens for them on Friday. And so I'd love to see some of you in class. Hope you're having a fabulous week.